Hello, legends. Welcome to another episode of Wavematics Weekly Forecast for January 31st to February 4th, 2020. And in today's episode, we are going to be looking at most of the prayers that you requested when I asked which particular chart should I be looking at in this particular week. And at the same time, too, we are going to look at most of the major pairs, most of the USD pairs. And at this, we're also going to look at some indices. Last week we looked at S&P 500. Today we are going to also be looking at DAX, the German DAX 30, in addition to most of the pairs that we requested. My name is Peter Pearl, and if you are listening to me for the first time, I'm the founder of Pearl Markets. And if you have any comments or any charts that you really want us to go into, leave it in the comment section, and I'm going to attend to it in the live stream. Or if you are not able to attend to it now, in the course of the week, I'm going to be attending to all the charts that I wasn't able to attend to during the live stream. So now let's start. We'll be starting with the dollar index. Before we start, if you are watching us from YouTube, do subscribe to our channel, and at the same time to click on the notification bell, and so that whenever we are releasing value contents like this, you always get a notification. If you're also watching us from Facebook too, you can like and share the video so that other traders can profit also from it. Now we are starting with the dollar related pairs, and all the time I want to give you an update of how the dollar index is behaving. If you get to understand how the dollar index is behaving, it will make you understand how to trade the following pairs in the course of the week. We've been analyzing this particular chart for some time. If you look at in our live stream on January 15th, we really forecasted this particular pair where we were anticipating price to move to the upside from this particular side, with the wave 4 invalidation being at this side. And now price is really played out exactly as we were expecting. Price really played out exactly as we were expecting. So what is the way forward now? So if we go to the lower time frame, now we are turning into we are getting into the fifth zone that we've been looking at. The fifth zone that we've been looking at. So now let's come down to the lower time frames, and how look at how the wave count there is going to look like. So now we are anticipating a wave 1, red wave 1, red wave 2, a red wave 3. So in this particular pair, we are looking at we getting a wave 4 down for this to complete, and a wave 5 to complete this 5 wave uh pattern for red wave 3, after which we will expect one wave correction, a correction to for red wave 4, and a move to the upside into the fifth, this particular fifth zone, to complete the cycle that we are looking at. Once we get that, we will start looking at the reversal signs. Because if you look at the daily time frame, now we are anticipating price to give us that bigger wave 2. Then we come to the downside for this particular one. If you look at this particular pair, sometimes when you see a very big spike like this, you need to check, confirm from other brokers, because sometimes some of the spikes happen which does not happen across board. But if your chart is going to interfere with your wave count. So if we look at this particular pair, if we look at another broker, this broker is the TVC broker. If we go to another broker like the Capital.com in Trading View, you can see that there was no sharp movement to the downside as it happened with the TVC broker. And if you check most of the brokers, that was what happened. There wasn't any sharp movement. So whenever you see any sharp movement like a flash crash, you have to confirm with the other brokers. Look at what the chart is saying with the other brokers before you make a decision on it. Other than that, it can lead you into making a wrong count. So now that we've discussed the dollar index, let's jump straight to the Euro USD and look at the major pairs first. Before we continue, let me know in the comment section if my sound is okay, and if you can see my screen very well. Let me know in the comment section if everything is okay as we do continue on. Just give me a comment to a confirmation to let me know if everything is okay at your end. Now let's jump straight to the Euro USD. In Euro USD, we've been discussing this pair for some time now. We've been discussing this pair, and if you can remember, we were looking at this particular breakout of this particular channel and we did get the breakout. We did get the breakout. We did get the breakout. Uh, and now this is what we are anticipating. This is what we are anticipating this particular week. So we've had a wave one, a wave two, a wave two, and now we're anticipating a wave three, four, and five into the fifth zone, into the fifth zone. So uh, as we are expecting a break, a reversal on the dollar index once we get into the fifth zone. You know, Euro USD and the dollar index are negatively correlated. So whatever is happening on the dollar index, there is a potential of it getting a potential of it getting a reversal on the Euro USD. So now this is what we are looking at on the 4 hour time frame. If we let's go to the 1 hour time frame so that you know how you are going to trade it this particular week. Now on the 1 hour time frame, we are looking at if you look at this particular count that we are having for the blue wave three, we have a move to the downside for wave three. So I'm anticipating a move to complete this particular one. Once we get a form of a zigzag like this to complete this black wave four, a move to the downside. Once you get that to complete the wave three, then we will wait for these reversals. One of the ways you can be looking at these reversals are looking at divergence and other things. If you want details about this, you can check our Wavematics Forex Accelerator course, which will give you, or it's one of the best course that looks at the wave theory in the market now, and it's going to give you a lot of details and make you a profitable trader. But now once you get this particular wave three, wait for a move to the upside for the blue wave four. It can be any form of correction, can be a triangle, any wave four correction. Then we will look for a final move into the fifth zone that we looked at the 4 hour time frame, into the 4 hour time frame. Then we are going to get a move to the upside. We are going to get a move to the upside. So that is what we are looking for in this particular week for Euro USD. We are anticipating a structure like this. We are anticipating a structure like this. So I'll be updating you in the course of the week as more price action gets developed. If you look at let's move to gold now. If you look at gold, if you watched my analysis on gold in the course of the week, you can see that for some time now I've been sharing a lot analysis on gold. This was the analysis we looked at on January 15th. We were anticipating a move to the upside to complete this red wave C. Then once that we will look at reversal signs for a move to the downside. So on January 20th, we got the move we were looking at to the upside. Then we were now looking for a reversal signs to get this particular move. And now this is where we are, as I posted this for this January 28th. So I was telling you now we've completed black wave one. So expect a move to the upside. Expect a move to the upside for a correction for red wave two. So if we go into the charts, now, we can see that that particular upward move that we are anticipating has already started. It has already started, and now we are going to wait for I don't like trading wave A. Like when a correction is starting, I don't like trading those wave A's. So you can wait for that wave A to finish. You can wait for the wave A to finish. And once you get a wave B correction, so once you get a move to the upside and get a correction like this for wave B, you can buy the wave C for a short term to complete this particular wave two cycle. Then we will start looking for sell signals to complete the downward trend that we are looking at, but most often all these analysis, it does depends on what the dollar index is doing. At the same time too, if we go to the daily, this is the pattern that we've been looking at. We've been discussing all these patterns for some time now. This is the pattern that we are looking at on the daily. I think members in the legendary trade room have access to all these charts from weekly, the 4 hour. So if you look at gold, this is what we are looking at for weekly. This is what we are looking at for weekly, and members in the legendary trade room have access to all these things. And now So if you look at this, is what we are looking at daily. Is the same triangle scenario that we are looking for at the daily time frame, and for the 4 hour and how to trade it this particular week. That is what we just discussed. That is what we just discussed. So let's look at the next pair. Quickly look at the next pair as we continue with our live stream. As we continue with our live stream in the next pair. Now let's quickly look at let's quickly look at the USD Japanese yen. In USD Japanese yen, now I'm looking at two scenarios. When we had this 5 wave move to the upside, we are anticipating a move to the downside. A move to the downside in this particular scenario. If you check Telegram channel, I shared two particular counts in the course of the week. I shared two particular counts in the course of the week. If you check this particular, this was the count 1 and 2, where we were waiting for more price action, to get a 3 wave, a 5 wave for a flat, either a normal flat or an expanding flat for wave X. Then we continue from there. So if we look at the price action, that is what now we had. So we are looking at an expanding flat for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for inside this 78.6 fib level, then a downward move to the downside, and downward move to the downside. So if you look at the 1 hour time frame, this is what we are looking at now. So in this particular week, we are waiting for the correction for wave 4 to complete. Then we will have one more move to the upside. Then once we get a divergence, we will start looking for a move to the downside as the dollar weakens, in the dollar index. Once we are getting a weakening in the dollar, this count will be very relevant, and we are going to get more trades on it. Subsequently, we can even have an alternative count. Most times I really want to discuss more alternative count, but sometimes I get feedback from the new traders also that it sometimes confuse them. So if you have not really watched these things, you can watch some of my old videos where I was doing tutorials on how to use how to use relative counts, how to use different counts. So if you look at the way we analyze the USD Japanese yen, the USD Japanese yen, we get a full plan in context, so that whatever the market is doing, we already have a plan. It's not like when the market does not do what we want to do, we don't know what to do again. So once you trade like that, always it makes you calm, and these are the ways that makes one profitable, because it's our emotions that really interrupt with our trade. So if you can stay calm, and staying calm comes with knowledge. If you're able to get the right knowledge, be able to analyze the market's well, and have a plan A and a plan B, then whatever the market does is going to fall in line with what you are doing now. Whatever the market does is going to fall in line with what you are doing now. So there is a possibility this can be, if we having another recount, where this will be the end of the wave C. This will be the end of the wave C. So we having a new move to the downside, but we are only going to switch that to that. We are only going to switch our account to that particular analysis when we have a very sharp move to the downside. Once we have that particular sharp move, then once we have the particular sharp move, then a move like this, then we are going, if we get a correction, then we are going to move more to the downward side. I just had a problem with my pen, so I have to use TradingView's pen. So we need to be deleting them as we write them, So now that we are through with the USD Japanese yen, let's quickly look at the pound Japanese yen. If you look at the pound Japanese yen, this is what we are looking at on the 4-hour time frame. I've been discussing the higher time frames on our previous episodes of the Wavematics weekly forecast. The Wavematics weekly forecast. So if you want the time frame, the higher time frame, you can refer to the major charts. At the same time, if you are part of the legendary trading room, just go to your members dashboard. You get all the higher time frames and what is happening also at that particular level. what is happening at that particular level. If you are watching me live now, let me know in the comment section. Give me a hashtag live, or if you are watching the replay version too, let me know as you are watching and give me a hashtag replay as we continue with the live stream. Now, in the dollar index, now we are looking at a wave two, but this time a wave two correction for but a deeper ABC, a deeper ABC for a wave two. So once we get a wave two, this is the wave two that we are looking at. So we are anticipating price to move to the upside, anticipating price to move to the upside. Then we are going to continue to the downward move, but wait for the wave B correction first. It can be in any form, It can be a flat, a triangle, any pattern. But you only sell when you have enough correction for the trend to really continue. The trend will continue. So now we are anticipating a move like this. Then when we get a bigger move like this and get one final move to the upside, as the dollar weakens, then it's going to call us for this particular upward move, So now this is what we are looking at in this particular week for the dollar index. We are anticipating a move to the upside. Then once we get that, we are going to join it with a trend line. If we get a pattern like this and sell after the break, after the break of it, after a break of it. Okay, now we have people joining us live. We have Tony from UK live. Kingsley is also joining us live from Nigeria. We have 83 Madden, who is also joining us live. Friday is joining us live, and Martin Madden is also saying great stream, Mr. Pearl. So let's quickly jump, continue with our live stream, as we analyze more pairs. I'm seeing some of the pairs in the comment section. I'll try and look at one or two from what you are asking of, as you are asking of these pairs. If we look at the USD Japanese, let's continue with the USD card. I look at a lot of pairs, but we cannot analyze all these things in the live stream. That is why I always ask ahead of time the pairs most of you want us to look at, and most times you get a lot of the dollar index, the dollar related pairs. So once we look at it, we are going to look at another pairs, because this week I've seen a lot of comments, a lot of requests, a lot of request on pound yen. I've seen crude oil. I'll try and go through those pairs also for you, for those who requested a lot on these things. So now if we look at the USD card, if we look at the USD card, USD card, we've been tracking this count for some time now for a wave one, and we were anticipating this particular wave two. If you remember, I shared it when it was happening here. Then as price was giving us this particular low, I called for the end of the wave B, that we are going to have one move to the upside. Now I have two particular counts on this particular scenario, but now we are going to look at this particular count in the course of the week. I'm going to share the alternate counts, which is more bullish, which is more of a bullish scenario. So now in this particular count, we are looking at a wave A and a wave C. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, we are anticipating a move like this of getting a move like this, of getting a move down and one more move up to the fib zone, to get a form of, let's say, a form of an expanding, maybe an expanding ending diagonal in this particular scenario for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for wave C. So once we get into the fib zone, we don't just sell because we are inside the fib zone. You don't just sell because you are inside the fib zone. Then once you are in it, we wait for reversal signs. If you've not watched part of our old videos, I'm going to be doing strategy sessions videos only, so that you understand some of these things that we talk about. But now this is the pattern that we are looking at. We are looking at getting a smaller move to the downside for a wave 4, then another move to the upside for wave 5. Then we have a final move to the downside. Let's quickly move to the next pair. If we look at the USD Swiss franc, the USD Swiss, we've been anticipating this particular count for some time now. Now we've adjusted our count, and this is what we are looking at for a wave A, and A B C D E for a triangle wave B. So we are anticipating price to move to the upside for some time to complete the 5 wave pattern. Then we get a wave D and a wave D and E for purple with B. One, then we get to another downward move for this red with C, another downward move for this red with C. So let's look at the lower time frame. Today I'm trying to give you more of the lower time frame so that you know how to easily trade these things in the course of the week. How to easily trade these things in the course of the week. So this is my count for the lower time frame. Now we have a wave A, wave B, then now wave C, we are seeing a wave 1, 2. So I have the wave 3, this blue wave 3 of being an extended wave 3 of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we are anticipating this move for a correction for wave 4. So once we have that particular correction, we are going to have this wave 5, then a move to the downside in this particular scenario, a move to the downside in this particular scenario. If we look at the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar, I've been sharing these particular pairs. I've been sharing these particular pairs in the trade room, and also even in the Telegram channel. If not joined our Telegram channel, it's Spell Markets. I'm going to leave it in the comment section. For you to join the Telegram channel. For you to join the Telegram channel in this particular uh, in this particular channel. You can see that we talked about the New Zealand dollar when we were looking at this particular scenario where we were anticipating this wave 4. So now we have that particular wave 4, So we are anticipating it to really have a 5 wave to the downward move. So the 5 wave to get a correction like this, then a move lower a little, then we will start looking for upside. As the dollar weakens, Now let's quickly look at the crude oil and Japanese yen also, as a lot of people have asked about Japanese yen in the comment section. And even before that, we I think I'm having someone asking a view on Japanese yen, and another is also asking about Japanese yen. I think two people who are asking of it. And before even that, we had a lot of stream about scenario about Japanese yen. In Japanese yen, we are having two scenarios. We are having two scenarios, and I shared this scenario for some time. So now we are tracking this as a wave 4 correction, of an ABCDE for a triangle, and now we are inside this particular fib zone. But I don't like the way price is moving. Price is moving in a form of a corrective wave, in this particular scenario, in a form of a corrective wave in this particular scenario. So once we are anticipating price to move to the upside for that particular scenario. But when you have scenarios like this, you can join it with a trend line, like this. And if we get a break out of the trend line and with a very sharp move, then that means the wave C isn't complete yet. But as it stands now, if price keep on moving to the upside, then we are anticipating a wave 5, to the upside. So that is what we are looking at in the Japanese yen. Let me quickly give you the higher time frames in the legendary trade room. So I think January 24th, we are anticipating this particular move of price getting into this particular fib zone to the upside. So this is why we are looking at for the daily time frame of getting a wave E, then a move upwards for this particular scenario for wave C, for a wave 3. Let's quickly also look at the crude oil. Let's quickly look at crude oil. In crude oil too, we are having two particular scenario. We are having two particular scenario for crude oil. We will not get time to go to the higher time frames, but I've been analyzing these scenarios. This is the bullish count. This is the bullish count that we've been looking at. The bullish count that we've been looking at for some time now. Let me take this GPY from it. Okay. So now in crude oil, this is what we are looking at. We are looking at a wave one, two, three, four. So if we get this particular wave three, then a downward move to the upside, then we will anticipate one final move to the upside. That is our first count. That is our first count. But there's also if you look at this particular wave four, I've put in a question mark on it. There is a possibility of it also being an A, this being a B, then we having a C for a flat or any particular pattern like that, an ABC. So with that particular one, be checking the divergence. You can connect this thing with a trend line. If we are anticipating a wave 4 pullback, but if you get a very deep form of move with maybe a correction like this, then it is telling you that then the scenario is changing of we having an ABC. But as it stands now, if you get a short-term pullback to maybe have find support in the previous wave 4, then we are going to go higher to complete this blue wave 5. So we have a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5 to the upside. A wave 5 to the upside. Let's quickly look at now that we've looked at pound Japanese yen. Let me give you the Aussie yen also. The Aussie yen, which is also developing a very nice pattern for the Aussie yen. If you look at the daily time frame, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a bigger ABC to the upside with a 5 wave for a wave A. Now I'm looking at the wave B to be in a form of a triangle. Wave B to be in a form of a triangle of an ABCDE, then we get a move to the upside. So this is going to be the triangle invalidation. But if the day I taught on triangles, I made you aware that whenever there is a triangle in play like this, there can also be a scenario of this being a wave A, then we will have another triangle like an A, B, C, D, and E. Then you have one more move to the upside in a form of a zigzag before the final move upward. So now you wait once you get this triangle validation, and then that will be the next scenario we'll be looking at. And then maybe there's a possibility of a wave A, then a triangle for wave B, then another wave to the upside, to the downside for wave C. But as it stands now, our primary count is this particular triangle. So if we go on the 4-hour time frame, we are anticipating an ABC for this downward move. So we will wait and for price to give us a form of divergence for us to know the wave C is getting complete. Or you can also join this with a trend line to know when a breakout from it is going to happen. Once you get a breakout, wait for a correction, then you can start buying. So that is what we also be looking at in the Japanese yen. Let's quickly look at some indices also. If we look at the DAX 30, this is what we're looking at. This is what we are looking at for the DAX 30. So we have a wave 1, wave 2, a wave 3, and a wave 4. So if we zoom in this, now we have this particular wave 3, an ABC for wave 4. I think I need to change this color, but for wave 4 and wave 5. So this is the correction that is confusing a lot of people. There are two scenarios the way you can count this particular correction, but now as it stands now, we are looking at an ABC inside this strong support zone that has been happening. So once we get a move to the upside, once we get a move, once we get a correction like this, we will start looking for a move to the upside for blue wave 5, a move to the upside for blue wave 5. Alternatively too, there can be this can also pattern can also be a triangle. This can be a triangle. When we take, we can do another recount for the wave 3, the blue wave 3, to end at this particular section. Once we get a blue wave 3 to end at this particular section, then we can be looking at it in a form of a triangle like this, in a form of a triangle of an A, B, an A wave B. So we have a C like this, D, and a wave C, D, and E, before we go to the upside. So it depends on what you are looking at. So the triangle scenario is possible and the flat scenario is also possible, but now as it stands now, the flat is our main count. So wait for price to come, give you a move to the downside, and once you get a complete 3 pattern, then you can start looking for a move to the upside for wave C. Once we are in the indices section, let's quickly look at the S&P 500. I think last week we looked at it. We looked at the S&P 500. I made a trade. I think I discussed it last week. So this was what we were looking at for the S&P 500 on the daily, and I think this was what we were looking at, that we get a wave 3 and a wave 4 and a pullback to the downward move. Price really went down, a little down to extend this particular wave 3, but we still stand by this same particular count, and we are getting the wave 4 correction. So if you look at this particular count, this is a 3-wave move. We are having another 3-wave move. So once we get a move to complete this particular wave 4, we are anticipating price to move lower for this wave 5. Once we get a wave 5, we will start looking for more upwards reversal signs to get this particular blue wave 5. I'll not be able to discuss all the pairs because of timing, but in the course of the week, I'm going to be analyzing most of the pairs. So those that have been living in the comment section, I'm seeing BTC, I'm seeing Swiss, Japanese yen. All these pairs, I'm taking note of them. In the course of the week, I'll be doing more live streams and analysis based on what people requested, also which we weren't able to discuss. Madden is also asking of other. When we get time, I'm going to look into more crypto pairs also. So that will be all for now. In this particular stream, if you are a member of the legendary trade room, now we've introduced the Wavematics midweek forecast, where we do all those live streams on Wednesdays. So if you are part of the Wavematic Forex Accelerator program or the legendary trade room, then you can have access to these things. And if you also want to join us in the legendary trade room, you can go to www.pairmarkets.com and subscribe. So now we've introduced a new program also there. If you look at our events calendar, we had Wavematics midweek forecast, which we usually have it on, I think 26th. We had one. Next week Wednesday we are going to have another live stream for that particular live stream, for us to have another count updates on the videos that we do. So we are also going to have a very detailed analysis like this, but because this is a members only analysis, is more detailed than the public one. So if you want to join a trading room where you can get most of these forecasts, most of these forecasts and intraday charts, and have a lot of analysis on these things, you can join us in the legendary trade room, and you have access to we have the members area, and at the same time the trade room is this part that I'm showing you, which will give you access to a lot of analysis in the course of the week. So that is all for now. Do like and subscribe to our channel, and at the same time too, I'm going to see you in the course of the week. May the markets be with you all.